Everybody got quiet. Should I bang the gavel for ceremonial purposes? Thanks everybody for being here. At this time, I would like to call Sergeant Hall. He is with the Fayette Ware Navy Junior ROTC.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the program.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You can all be seated.
You gonna do the prayer?
We're going to do it next. You do it.
Yeah.
Okay. At this time, I would like to call Judge McDaniel.
Good evening. Well, first of all, I want to tell you how much of a privilege and honor it is to appear before the mayor and the board tonight and to congratulate those that are returning who did not have to run for re-election. More importantly, to congratulate those who ran successfully to be elected to their various offices. And at this time, I would like to administer the oaths of office to those beginning with Mayor. So if you would please stand.
Do I need to come stay here?
You can either do it from there or you're welcome to come down. What would you like to do?
This is fine.
All right. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, George Adrian Wiggins,
Solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
and will obey the laws
and will obey the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Tennessee.
and of the state of Tennessee,
That I will,
that I will,
in all respects,
observe the provisions
of the charter and ordinances
of the Charter and ordinances
of the
town of Oakland,
and that I will faithfully
discharge the duties
of office of mayor.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to step forward and ask if you would sign there where indicated.
Thank you. Okay.
How about a round of applause for the mayor? the office
the duties of the office
of
of
Alderman.
Alderman.
Congratulations, sir. Leave that with you. Anybody else that needs to be sworn in?
Not tonight.
Thank you.
Well,
Pass you. Miss Austin.
Thank you. Very nice. Okay. I think this concludes our ceremony, and we have a meeting that starts in 18 minutes. Thank you for coming, and we'll get started in just a minute. Thanks.
I accidentally picked this phone up when I took my paperwork.
Oh, yes, yes. Where's my family? You know what?
just takes the place, Alderman Bailey, this just takes the place of the first page in your budget report. There was...
We also need to add getting alderman positions to sit on the boards.
We could do that without that.
I think it needs to be on the agenda. So when you add the one, add them both. And you're good saying the pledge, saying the prayer, Mr. Clerk?
Yeah.
We'll do the prayer first, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this still my responsibility?
Yes.
Didn't pass on.
Still school time.
Okay, we will now call our regular scheduled meeting to order. Miss Yvonne, we do have a quorum with everyone present. Okay. At this time, I would like to ask everybody to please stand and Mr. Cates to lead us in prayer.
Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much and for the opportunity we have to come together again tonight. We just thank you for the new board members, Lord, that they would just be a good benefit for the board and for Oakland. Lord, just give each one of us the wisdom to make the right decisions, to move our town forward in the right direction. Supply the needs that we need, Lord, to just do the things that we need to do. Father, I just thank you so much for the blessings you give us each day. I thank you for the ones who showed up tonight, Lord. Just bless them in a special way. Lord, I'd like to just take a minute right now to thank you for your love and your kindness and your mercy that you show up on each one of us each day. I pray that you will be with Mr. Bailey and his family, Lord, as they be going to Ohio in the morning for his mother's funeral. Lord, I pray you just lay a hand on that family and just comfort them in a special way. Grant them traveling mercy and give them a safe trip. Lord, just go with us through the remainder of this meeting and everything that's said and done be pleasing to you. Pray and ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Will you join me in the pledge? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All righty. We have already established a quorum. Next on the agenda is the approval of the agenda. Mr. Ellis, are there any additions or deletions? Or does anyone have any additions or deletions?
I got one or two that I'd like to make. If it's okay with the board, if anybody has any objections, you can let me know. Under the 2456, I'd like to add to nominate someone for the vacant seat of alderman. And also, we need to appoint some new board members, so both of those need to be added. If anybody has any objections, it's fine. Let me know.
Is there anything else, Mr. Ellis?
No, sir.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Mayor, that we accept the agenda with the added item of selecting the alderman position.
Okay, I've got a motion. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, second from Mr. Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That passes. Okay. Now I get to read. Next is approval of the minutes from October 17th. I assume everyone has had a chance to review them.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I'm certain Tom Miner will support this, but I believe that since we have two returning aldermen on the board, that if one of the aldermen makes a motion to approve and the second alderman who was at the meeting seconds it, then it's approval for everyone who were perhaps not at that meeting to be able to approve it. Is that correct, Mr. Miner?
Did you make a motion?
No, I was just explaining that everyone can vote on it, so.
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
And I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that passes. Okay. All right, next we have a special item, and I do apologize. I wrote a letter, and I meant to pass it out to all of you. I'll go ahead and hand it out now. Okay. If you want to, you can take a minute. Thank you, Tom. You can give one of them too if you want. If you want to, you can take a minute and read it. I don't know, Tom, should we read it into the record?
Thank you.
I think you should.
Would you like to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I think you should do it.
Then I'm gonna need a copy of my letter.
Uh-huh.
All right. This is to the town of Oakland. It's an honor to serve in any elected office, and for me personally, also humbling. I've done my absolute best to make good decisions for our town, and above all, keep in mind the residents of Oakland. It has been my pleasure to serve as your vice mayor, but in the recent election, voters mandated that I be elevated to a new role. As mayor, I look forward to working with a new board and leading Oakland to a brighter future. To devote my full attention to the office of mayor, I hereby graciously tender my resignation as alderman. There is much potential for Oakland, and I am eager to go to work on your behalf. Thank you for all the support and the trust you have placed in me. I will always be available and accountable to you, the people, and will strive every day to uphold the office and reaffirm your decision to place me in a new position, Mayor of Oakland. Regards, Vice Mayor Adrian Wiggins.
I make a motion we accept this resignation.
A second.
And may I say, does the motion
You need to vote on the resolution.
vote on the resolution that, to accept my resignation and confirm the vacancy of the seat?
Right.
Yes, resolution 24.
To accept the resignation and declare a vacancy, and the vote needs to be by roll call.
Yes.
That's resolution 2456 for the record.
So I make a motion we accept it.
And I second it.
Okay, roll call vote. Ms. Austin?
I accept.
Ms. Owens?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey? Mr.
Yes.
Cates? Okay, decision's unanimous. The seat is vacant. Okay, on the agenda, we amended it to nominate someone for the vacancy. Do I have a nomination?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate Frank Cates for this privilege for the next 2
No,
years.
no, for the vacant seat.
This vacancy for
Oh, for the
alderman.
vacant seat. Oh, okay, I'm
Oh,
getting
for
a
the
cart for the
vacancy.
horse there.
I nominate Harry Campbell for this vacancy to serve the returning 2 years of this vacant seat.
So I have a nomination for Harry Campbell. Mr. Campbell, would you like to come forward?
Wait, you need to ask if there's any other nominations.
Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, did you want to come? Would you like to come and address the board? Is there anything that you would like to say on your behalf?
Appreciate the chance to aid with these fine ladies and gentlemen. And I hope to, like the mayor says, to increase the knowledge that the people in Oakland will trust in the board.
Okay. So I have a nomination for Mr. Campbell to fill the vacancy. Do I need to do a roll call vote?
You do, and you need to close the nominations.
Okay. Well, declare the nominations closed. We will, do I gotta bang the gavel? We'll do a roll call vote. If you vote yes, you accept. Is to accept Mr. Campbell in the vacant seat. Ms. Austin?
I accept.
Yes.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
I
Mr.
got
Campbell,
another question.
congratulations.
I got another question. I'm not finished. While the judge is here, could we go ahead and swear him in?
Yes, he can be sworn in.
Judge McDaniel?
Thank you. Congratulations, sir. You raise your right hand, please. Repeat after me. I, and state your name,
I, Harry Campbell,
solemnly swear
solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the Constitution
and will obey the laws
and obey the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of the state of Tennessee,
and of the state of Tennessee,
that I will,
and I will,
in all respects,
in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter and ordinances
of the charter and ordinance
of the town of Oakland,
of the town of Oakland,
that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Alderman.
the duties of the office of Alderman.
Congratulations, sir. Take that with you. Congratulations. Have a good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Now, the other part is we need to,
Hold on, Mr. Cates. Are those papers on that seat? Okay. Feel free to peruse the papers in front of you. Okay.
now we got other vacancies for other boards that we need to fill, like beer board and I don't
Yes.
know what else.
Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to fill the vacancy for the vice mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to nominate Mr. Frank Cates.
I second that motion.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? I will close the nominations. Do I have to do a roll call on all of these? Okay, okay. Well, Mr. Campbell, your first vote will be to accept the nomination of Frank Cates as vice mayor.
I accept.
Ms. Austin?
I accept.
Alderman Hummel?
Yes.
Alderman Bailey?
I accept.
Alderman Cates? You can vote for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, you,
Yes, the next thing we need to do, we need a chairman for the beer board. Traditionally, that is the vice mayor's role, but I'll accept a nomination for anyone.
I nominate Vice Mayor Cates.
Okay, are there any other nominations? Okay, then the nominations will be closed. We will vote on Vice Mayor Cates. I gotta learn a lot of new titles now. To be the chairman of the beer board. Alderman Campbell.
I accept.
Alderman Austin.
I accept.
Alderman Hummel.
yes.
Alderman Bailey.
I accept.
Alderman Cates.
Dang.
Okay.
Good, good.
It still passes. Congratulations. We have, do I have a nomination for the alderman to sit on the, is it the planning board, the DRC? Is it called this exact same
No.
thing?
Planning board orders.
I'd like to nominate Alderman Austin.
Alderman Austin, are there any other nominations? Declare the nominations closed. How do you vote to accept Alderman Austin on the board? Alderman Campbell?
I accept.
Alderman Austin?
I accept.
Alderman Hummel?
I accept.
Alderman Bailey?
I accept.
Alderman
Yes.
Cates?
Yes.
He finally votes. It's unanimous. we need to have an alderman that sits on the Parks and Rec Board. Do I have any nominations for that?
I nominate Mr. Campbell if he's interested in it.
Yes, I am.
Any other nominations? Then we'll close the nominations and we'll vote. Mr. Campbell,
Yes.
Ms. Austin,
I accept.
Ms. Hummel,
Yes.
Mr. Bailey,
I accept.
Mr. Cates.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Are there any other alderman positions that we need to fill? I think that's all of them. We don't have one on the BZA, is that correct? Okay. Okay. Okay, thank you, board. Congratulations to all the new positions. All right, next on the agenda, citizens' comments. This is open for any Oakland citizen to be heard on items and concerns. Citizens are to be recognized by the chair and come to the front of the room before speaking. Each speaker shall state their name and address for the record. The mayor and board of aldermen shall make no decision or consideration of action of citizens' comments except to refer to the town manager for administrative consideration or to schedule the matter for mayor and board of aldermen to consider at a later date. Speakers shall limit their comments to 3 minutes unless allowed by the chair, and speakers shall limit their comments to one subject. Is there anyone here tonight who wishes to speak? Seeing no one coming forward, we will close the citizens' comments. And the next item is the comments from the mayor. And I've been so busy, I don't have, I want to thank the people who came out tonight. You know, this is an example. I know we just had a presidential election and there's a lot of turmoil. This again is just another small local example of just the peaceful transfer of power. I think everybody that participated and voted, I think those of you who actually care enough as citizens to come out and see the meetings. I see that a lot of firemen are here tonight. Welcome. It's good to see you guys. He snuck in on me, but I just noticed you a few seconds ago. County Mayor Skip Taylor is here. Welcome tonight, Mayor, and thank you for coming to Oakland. That'll conclude my comments. Comments from the Board of Aldermen. Alderman Campbell, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Austin?
I just want to thank the citizens of Oakland for voting for all of us during this recent election. And I hope we do you justice and serve you to the best of our ability. Thank you again.
Alderman Hummel?
Yes, I want to thank everyone for being here tonight also. And I say congratulations to the 2 new people that are on the board, and I believe it's going to be a great team moving forward. And I also want to thank Alderman Bailey and his family for being here tonight during a very difficult time with the death in their family. And thank you so much for coming out today.
Alderman Bailey?
Well, I'd like to thank everyone that put their trust in me, went their vote. I hope I can do a good service for you, and I just thank everyone for coming out.
Alderman Cates?
I got 2 things. First, I may be out of line. I've been hearing a lot of comments, reading them on social media about our ambulance service. While the mayor's here, would he care to comment on that and update us on the ambulance service in Oakland?
That's what you get for showing up to meetings, Mayor.
That's the reason I'm here. Just give you an update on the ambulance service. We have moved the unit to Somerville, and it's 7 minutes or so down the road. I've seen the same things you've seen on social media also. Apparently there was, as I told you the last time I was in front of you, that putting a whole bunch of A-type personalities in the same room, in a small room, is going to cause friction. Well, it came to the point where it was best for all both parties that we move on out, and we did. We're still looking inside Oakland. We've got 2 properties we're looking at trying to put something here. One of them I'd actually like to purchase. If we do, then I'll be returning back to county commission to ask for some funds. And I am going to put the monkey on y'all's back also to help me find a place to stay here. Because if you find a place, it'll make my job a lot easier to keep them here. Much rather have them here in Oakland because they're closer to it. But let me tell you, because I think you already know, but let me just reiterate, is that no matter Fayette County's ambulance service spends a lot of time in Memphis at hospitals, anywhere from a half hour to several hours. So it doesn't mean that your ambulance and the ambulance that was stationed here would be responding to you. It may be the one coming from Rossville, maybe the one coming from Somerville, maybe coming from the substation. So you'll have a response here. And the time we're going to be monitoring the response time in Oakland in particular, to our ambulance director, that's one of the things we move, we'll make sure that doesn't suffer at all. And if it does, we're going to try to figure out how to make it better. So that's my report to you. And if you have some places for us to go, some places to look at, please let me know.
No, I was just curious, because I've been reading a lot of that, and I don't know what actual population of Fayette County is now, but Oakland's probably a fourth of it, right?
Right, we're close.
Third or fourth.
South fourth of it.
So it just looks funny, and I can understand their point of view of it not being here in Oakland with the population that we have and the way we're growing. It needs to be something definitely done to help us out here.
It wasn't a want to move, it will have to move.
I understand.
Because I have employees to take care of as well as the citizens, and I want to make sure there's a good work environment.
I can understand that, but it's just the way we're growing, we need it here in Oakland,
All the
if it's
more-
possible.
All the more reason to find me a place to move back to, so if y'all got a place, let me know.
Thank you.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Mayor.
The other
Thank
thing I had to lay it to rest from last month, I was told in the meeting that these out of town, for the new board members and for the ones that was here, it was a comment made that these out of town meetings that some of them were going to was state required. I can assure you, I found out they are not state required. They did it on their own. Some of it is classes is required a year, 12, 13 hours of on. And a lot of that can be done on the computer. It's gonna be times that some of these have to go out of town. And I tell Harvey I didn't vote against that resolution the last time for the way it's paid. If it took that wrong, I'm sorry. But it needs to be changed to, it's not mandatory, and I just want the new board and lay that to rest from now on. It's not mandatory. That's all I got.
Thank you, Mr. Gates. All right, next item on the agenda, consideration of department director reports. Are there any department directors that wish to speak? Yes, Chief Walls, good to see you, up and about.
Congratulations, guys. It's good to see new faces. I'm excited about the future of Oakland. And we're at a time that a lot of decisions have to be made to move the town forward, and I see faces that can do it. As Mayor Taylor was talking, I wanted to address the ambulance issue. The reason I want to do this is there was a post put out on the Washington Post, better known as Oakland Speak.
Oh.
County, about ambulance service. I know that this post basically gave the impression that people would be laying in the streets dying because the county would refuse to come into the town and service these people. Well, I want to put some facts before you if you give me just a few minutes. You know, talking about population, right now in 2023, the estimated population of Fayette County is 44,175 people. We have 4.5 ambulances, basically 4 ambulances for entire Fayette County. This is third largest land-wise. That means 11,000 people per population per ambulance. One ambulance goes out of town, as he said, goes to Memphis, that's 14,000 people. Well, if you look at ambulance service, that is actually a failed concept. If that's what you're relying on, it's a failed concept. If you're in your backyard with a chainsaw clearing wood, you fall, you cut your leg. Well, with these statistics and having to go to Memphis every time, there's a chance there may not be an ambulance in the county, which it does happen. There's not an ambulance in the county. Your ambulance may be coming from Hardeman County if they have one. It may be coming from Methodist Central. But under this, you're saying that's horrible that we only have 4. The average is 25,000 per ambulance in the United States. So Fayette County is actually doing better than the national average. But the term ambulance service is an outdated, failed concept. In Fayette County, we have what we call an emergency medical services system. So, let me repaint this picture. The same guy is laying in his yard bleeding to death where he cut his femoral artery. He dials 911. The sheriff's department immediately dispatches an ambulance, wherever it has to come from, the fire department, and the police. In 80 seconds, or less, mandated by NFPA, we have a medic unit rolling out of this door with advanced emergency medical technicians that will be on scene in 3 to 6 minutes anywhere in Oakland. We try to keep where we can respond to 2 to 4 calls at one time, which we do. The other day, we had a structure fire and a fire and a medical call at the same time. Trying to rely on ambulances would be totally, which we do need more ambulances, but would financially impossible. If you added 10 ambulances, you wouldn't have enough to put dirt on the street. So that's the reason we have the system we have. I know when this first came up, Alderman Sutton, myself, and the past mayor met with the county health and welfare board, and they understand that it's important. But here's where we got to. As Alderman, she can tell us, this station was built about 2000. It was designed for a volunteer fire station. It had 4 bedrooms just in case, but at that time you had an 8-hour fire department employee that left at 5 o'clock, and you had 2 ambulance personnel. Very survivable environment. You have 2 rooms downstairs, a kitchen and a lounge that will hold 5 people, and a training room, and a bed hall that had 4 beds. Well, that was then. This is now. Now, at shift change, we have 16 people for the same area. We can't enlarge the station simply because we're landlocked. And then after that, you have 8 people during the day and 6 people at night. Then you add the 2 ambulance personnel. That's 8. Well, we had to chop the bedrooms up into little cubicles so somebody could lay their head down at some time. Now, you have 2 models working together, the training and medical training. Our ambulance service is excellent. We have 2 business models that are working together in a room the size of this with all these people crammed in there. That's an unhealthy environment, and here's why. The ambulance service is not responsible to the city. We have no power over their personnel nor what they do. We have supervisors there that oversee our operations. We have manuals of policies, procedures, rules and regulations, and standard operating procedures. The ambulance services works under a business model, but more of a healthcare model, 2 entirely different worlds. Well, we're stuck in this environment that we were in, and we had conflicts because the ambulance service did not answer to the fire department. And the first thing happens at shift change, these guys come in, they check their equipment out and make sure their stuff's ready to go, check the oil, check the medical equipment, check the fire equipment, and then, guess what? The ambulance service is doing the same thing. But after that, some things happen. The ambulance service is going to run quite a bit. They'll go up and go to bed. Well, our guys, their day had just started. They're getting ready to mop the floors. They have to mop every floor in the fire station every day. Every day, one day is window day, one day is kitchen day, where everything's stored out. Why? We have to do it because we have so many people to keep people from getting sick. Well, when you're in this environment and you're seeing things that people shouldn't even have to see, but you're seeing it multiple times a day, then this creates a stressful environment. Well, sometimes you say, well, why isn't he going out down here mopping with me? So these are 2 models that should have never been together. If you go to Hardeman County, you have the Hardeman County Ambulance Service and the Brownsville Fire Department across the street from each other. 2 entirely different worlds. Well, the biggest thing, we worry about our health care of our people. If you look, one of the things that's very shocking today is the suicide rate amongst policemen, firefighters, and EMS personnel. It's shocking. Memphis has had, Kyle, could you kind of, in the last few years, they've had over 3 or 4 people that have committed suicide on the fire department. And I know the police department has. We have to worry about these people's health. So imagine you're on an ambulance, you make a call, you see horrible things, you come back, you want somewhere you can go distress, relax, but you come into an environment where you have 8 people sitting there looking at you. So you have to go out in the parking lot and walk around. Is that healthy? So a lot of decisions had to be made. The mayor came down personally and went through the fire station, did you not? To evaluate how can we make more room. We had, like the Facebook post, it bothered me very severely when I saw that. And then, my firefighters responded to that because the article basically attacked them. And they responded appropriately. I did not ask them to put it out. Matter of fact, I went to the union leader and said, hey, take this down. But then, thinking about it, that's the reason this last election was so important, was First Amendment rights, to be able to express yourself, because we got to the point where government was controlling us. I had no right. But then after I finally read it, I was so mad at first it went out. I read it, I went, hey, that's written pretty good. And even though I did not condone it, I might agree with it. But the problem is we can turn our heads on the issue and not do anything, and nothing's solved. Well, this has been going on. Alderman Sutton has been involved in this quite a bit on coming up with solutions. So that's where we're at today, and I promise you, the people of Oakland are not in any jeopardy, and we do need an ambulance in this county, or in this city, town. We would like to have 2 because the West End needs better. But at no time would we allow, nor this board would allow, anybody to be put in jeopardy. Is there anything I can, that's all I got, I've run my mouth too long, I'm happy Chief Gaines ain't shot me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Well, I think not having an ambulance in Oakland is a temporary thing at best. I think, like the chief said, 1 or 2 will return in the future, possibly the near future. And since it's my first night on duty as mayor, let me just say what the previous mayor said. 90% of what you read on Oakland Speaks is untrue. I would urge you not to believe it, and certainly you don't have to bring it to this meeting, or else you may face ridicule from aldermen and be laughed at. Anyway, okay, are there any other department heads that would briefly like to come and speak?
I have some questions. if you don't have
Are there
one
any
coming forward.
aldermen that have questions for any department heads?
I do.
Ms. Hummel.
I do. Most of mine have already been answered previously, because when I get my packet, what I try to think our town manager can verify this. When I see something that I've got a question about, or I might see a tabulation I don't understand, I contact him first to get permission to reach out to the department head. He grants me that permission, and then I contact the department head, which I did today, and which took care of everything. But I do have one I want to ask I'm just curious on the police report, Chief Earl. I was looking back there on the breakdown and disregarding stop sign, 80, I guess citations you would call it. Is this just one stop sign, or is this all of them? Oh, there you are. That's a lot of them is that roll-throughs? I mean, is it a new one that they're just not recognizing, or is that just?
What's the question?
On the disregarding the stop sign, there was 80 of them. So, is it multiple stop signs? Is the trouble or something, or they're just rolling through them? So, that's
Not any specific.
okay, so that's a lot of rolling through stop signs, isn't it? All right, well, and you answered my other question earlier today, which I'm not going to get into, which it was really good on that. Thank you for that. The only thing I have also is, I was going to ask the fire chief a question also regarding his report that he gave, and you were And you were talking about the heating system that's going to, could you explain a little bit, particularly we got new board members here, what that would be, how much it would cost, and the requirement that we need on that?
What got this, started, we started finding out that most of our fires in Oakland actually started in the garage. Last year, we had a fire where an individual was working on a four-wheeler in his garage, with the garage door down. He had spilled gasoline and he had a propane heater. Of course, it lit off, but the problem was his children were in the second floor, right above the garage, asleep. The door, it was an older home, now a door has to be sealed between the garage and the living quarters. This was an older home, so it had a glass window in the door failed, the fire started progressing very quickly. Everything came out good, the children were rescued, everything happened, the fire was knocked down. But Alderman Sutton came up with a question. He said, what about a heat alarm in the garage, or smoke alarm in the garage? Well, started investigating this, and the smoke alarm won't work, simply because the fumes off the car will clog the vents up, and boom, it doesn't work. But a heat alarm that senses heat only at about 160 degrees, where summer temperatures won't affect it, will work. Now, here's the problem. Our homes are protected by smoke alarms. They're even monitored, every bit of your home, except where? The garage. Where the gasoline's kept, your car's kept, your battery car's kept, and it's the most vulnerable part of your house, and it's unprotected. An event happened in the middle of the night, by the time your smoke alarms go off, your family's already dead. That's the reason next month, working with codes, we're gonna bring to you a request to require in new construction that they have heat alarms inside the garage compartment. The cost of this will be about $5,
Wow.
$10, no more.
Wow. Excellent. Very good. And thank you, Alderman Sutton, also for working together with the fire chief and coming up with that. I have one more.
Go ahead.
Okay. And this, I'd like to bring this up for our Eric Armstrong, our water person. If you could come give an update again. And again, when I've talked to him to get an update, just as, I mean, when I talk to him, and it's become almost one of my passions here, is getting rid of the fluoride out of our water. And we have a lovely couple that brought this issue up originally several months back, and we've been working on it. And I just want to let them know, they're here in the audience right now, that what is the status of us working on this?
I should get the notifications out to all the customers, next, probably the week after Thanksgiving. It's the plan, and the vote will be in January. Because I gotta give the customers at least 30 days notice, so right now, that's the plan.
Mm-hmm. And you also have to put a notice in the newspaper, don't we? Yes, I think.
We
take one of them.
We will.
Oh, okay, well, good.
And in that meeting in January, there'll be a public hearing, of course, for the public to speak on this as well, before the vote.
Thank you. Thank you. And that is all.
You know, if we have a public hearing, I don't think we're, I think we're following the new trend. I know that when the state convenes this, next spring, I think, from what I understand, it's a possibility it could come up in the state legislature to ban fluoride in all of our water systems in the entire state of Tennessee. And I also read a federal court ruling that I sent to Miss Sandy, and it said that fluoride is considered a poison, and that it should be removed from water and not added to it, and that municipalities cannot disregard the court's ruling. So I think we're kind of on the right track with this. I know some people are against taking fluoride out of the water, but I guess we'll deal with that next month. Is there any other alderman that has any question for a department head? Okay. Town manager's report, Mr. Ellis.
Thank you. I only have a few items. I too would like to welcome the new board members and say that I am very much excited about working with you guys moving forward. I'm looking forward to it. Also, we are going to have our staff Thanksgiving luncheon tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 1 at the Activity Center, so I wanted to make the board members aware of that. If you can, please swing by. And lastly, We are also opening bids on the next phase of the park expansion tomorrow at 2 PM in this room. So if anyone from the public or the board would like to attend, feel free to come here at 2 PM tomorrow. That's all I have at this time.
Lunch is at 11 tomorrow.
Lunch is 11 to 1, yes, sir.
Activity Center,
Activity Center on Main Street,
2 o'clock we open bids.
2
The
o'clock.
opening of bids is open to the public.
Yes.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right, the next item is old business. These are ordinances that we'll take on the second and final reading. First ordinance is ordinance 2410. It's to amend the municipal code.
I make a
Title
motion to
9.
read. Motion to hear.
Motion to hear. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. This is for the mobile food preparation vehicles. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, Board, if you would follow along with me in the actual ordinance itself. As stated, this is the second and final reading. There have been minor modifications. If you look on page 3, under section 2D, we changed the word manufacturing to industrial. That's regarding the locations of the zoning that these businesses will be allowed to function in. On page 4, if you look under 5A, you'll see the red. It's an additional language adding to the statement that the permit is valid for 1 year from the date of issuance. And what we added was, and it is not transferable to any other location. So if they move locations within that 1 year, they'll have to go back through the permitting and the background process.
These aren't changes from the first reading.
Yes.
These
Yes.
are changes from the
Yes,
first
these are
reading.
changes from the first.
You also removed flushable at the very top of that page.
Yes, flushable, thank
I
you,
think
ma'am.
they were in there, yeah.
Were they in the first one?
They were,
Yes.
If I
They were.
could, just to be sure, because I'd like to.
fine.
they
follow-
were,
just
they
take it.
weren't, because I had my identical one from the first reading, and then I got the new one.
Okay, would you mind if I go through just a couple more
Nope.
to
Go
make
ahead.
sure?
Nope.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
On page 5, if you would look under section E, all background checks are valid for 1 year from date of issuance. You know that is a change. And I believe on page 7, the very last 22, all food trucks shall have a setback minimum of 20 feet from any right-of-way or front. We added rear property line to that. Other than that, that were the only changes, and I apologize if they were in the original one.
That's fine. I remember asking Mr. Corton about the rear
The rear.
property line, but
You're correct now, you're right, so, forgive me.
that's okay.
Staff
not-
recommends approval.
Did we have a public hearing on this?
We did.
Okay, so all we need is a motion to,
I got a question on this.
go ahead, Mr. Gates.
Are we designating a special place that they can and can't be?
Yes, sir.
All right, this one down here, just right across from McDonald's almost,
Yes, sir.
they got flags out during the day flagging everywhere, and I understand they got some pretty loud music in there at night. Is that gonna be allowed? Noise?
It's allowed, the use is allowed, that is a commercial property, so the use is allowed in that property. I think the noise and flags are different issues. They're under the code compliance violations.
I was just curious, because I had a couple of people tell me that they're playing the music pretty loud. And I think the people leaving behind it put a fence up, keep them from cutting through that old road back there.
To be honest, that's the first I've heard of it, but I'll follow up.
Any other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll entertain a motion to accept ordinance 24-10.
I have a motion to accept. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. All right, next item is ordinance 2411. This is travel reimbursement regulations. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion to hear?
Motion to hear. Do I have a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Mr. Ellis?
Yes, second and final reading as well. I do have 1 or 2 revisions on this one. If you look on the second page of the policy, the very first line, the original version said 67 cents per mile on your automobile reimbursement. I changed that to read the current United States General Service Administration rate. So This website will be referred to every travel expense we fill out. We will go to that website and make sure we are using the latest current data. The only other thing I would suggest under 3D, I'd suggest that we would remove that. That's a little bit, I just don't feel it's necessary.
I like the 3D, the receipt required is the only issue I had issue with.
Okay.
Can we just strike those two words?
I mean, would that be like if you forgot your toothpaste and you need to go buy some and it's
Or if you
$2?
took the valet for parking your car,
Yeah,
he's not
okay,
gonna
so-
give you a receipt for that.
Right, they don't
I
need to
think
give you
3D
receipt.
should be in there. I just think that we should take
Remove receipt required.
receipt required.
I agree.
If you don't have to have a receipt for the entire trip, why you gotta get a receipt for that?
That's all.
Does anybody have any questions?
Can we later down the road somewhere, maybe in a workshop, set up a set of rules on how this could go through the town or to the board, okay, for these trips?
Yes,
on
sir.
this money?
I know that's something that was discussed, and it's important to you, and it's important to me as well, so I definitely have no problem bringing that back. But for the record, I will say it is my responsibility, and any board travel will be scrutinized and justified from this point forward. But I have no problem bringing something back later, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? I'll take a motion when you're ready.
Motion passed.
As amended?
Yeah.
I have a motion to pass as amended from Alderman Cates. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All righty. Moving on to new business. We don't have any. Considerations of old business under resolutions. We don't have any. Considerations of resolutions under new business. Resolution 2457, the water treatment plant, the SCADA project, contract award. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion.
Motion to hear from Alderman Campbell. Mr. Ellis.
First, I want to apologize for new board members. I know this is a big one for your first meeting, but staff is here as well. I'll try to explain as best I can. This is a resolution awarding a contract to upgrade the operational hardware and software of our water treatment plant. The water treatment plant was opened in 2001, and that equipment is basically obsolete. It has not been upgraded since the original construction. We put out for sealed bids. If you look in your packet, you'll see we had 4 bidders. The low bidder was Consolidated Electric for $214,345. This is a budgeted item, and staff recommends approval.
You recommend the lowest bidder?
Yes, I do.
Is Eric in agreement with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And there's a reference letter from A2H from Mr. Ken King as well.
Have they done work for us before?
They have,
Yes.
yes, sir.
I thought it sounded familiar.
I don't want to say we're in danger. It's not a oh no. This is a budgeted capital improvement that we've been needing. We're not in any danger of running out of water or the plant shutting down. So I just wanted to let you know, this is necessary and it's time to do it.
But this does run the entire plant, is that
Runs the
correct?
entire water
Is that
treatment
correct,
plant.
Eric?
Yes, sir. It runs the entire plant from wells to high service response and everything in between.
And you and I talked, if this does go down, it's not good, you can do it, but it's gonna be a lot more man hours and it's
A lot of manpower, a lot of overtime, we'll have to manage 24/7.
and you and I had a conversation, 2 years ago, and it needed to be updated at that time, is that correct? Okay, we're done kicking cans down the road.
Yes. Was that a big piece of equipment that was in there when we did the tour and we got to see that in there that,
Looks
I
like a
think we asked
refrigerator.
him at the time if we got a replacement and you said no. Or is it in the budget? And you said no. So it was quite alarming, so this is a good thing.
Okay. If there's no other questions or comments, I'll take a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve.
Yeah, approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Hummel. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Resolution 2458, establish wastewater step fund with First Citizens Bank. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion.
Motion from Alderman Hummel. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, Board, this resolution is to establish a separate bank account. STEP, S-T-E-P is an acronym. It's not a new, but it's new to our town. We have a new development phase opening up. It utilizes this type of treatment, and we are asking for a separate account for these funds to be set aside and allocated for maintenance of this system and this system only.
What does STEP stand for?
It stands for Septic Tank Effluent Pump.
Is this
I
a
wrote
know
it
that.
down.
I wanted to
This
catch
is a
him
new
off
bank
guard.
account at First Citizens. This is a new
I had to
account to
look
set
it
up
up
at
in
First
there.
Citizens.
same bank,
Yes.
just a new account?
Same bank, just an account specifically for these funds.
And why do you need a separate account just for these funds?
Because I want to ensure that the maintenance of that particular system is tracked.
That's right.
And these are different funds. It costs,
These are additional
More.
funds, yes, these are
Yes.
additional funds
yes.
that are tied to this system.
Does
It's probably
anybody-
pretty smart to do it that way, 'cause that way you know where it's going.
I do have a question, Mr. Mayor. Because when I was looking for this for the bank account, because I know we had brought that up back in March of 2023 when this was approved in an excellent handbook, or it was prepared by the water department for the sewer department for this. Now, the funds that I think we're putting into this account will be it's being installed by the developer homeowner, the fee of $4,000, that's going into the account, and also the inspection fee, or that goes into the codes, is an inspection fee of $200 going in that? And then we're charging, excuse me, we're charging them a $25 maintenance fee, right, in addition to the sewer
Per
fee?
month, yes.
And that all goes in there.
At this time, I would like it all to go there, yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments? I'll take a motion when you're ready.
Make a motion to pass it.
Motion from Alderman Cates, sorry, Vice Mayor Cates. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Austin. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Resolution 2459 is next, authorizing the purchase of 2 utility trucks for the water department. 2. Would you like to come up and speak on that? Well, can I have a motion to hear?
The motion to hear.
Motion to hear from Alderman Hummel. Now you can come speak on it.
Yes, I'm requesting 2 Ford Rangers, they are 4 doors, 4-wheel drive. The fleet, y'all can go check out our trucks anytime you like. You'll understand why I need 2 trucks. But we haven't bought a small truck like this in a long time, so I think it's worth to time to give it a shot again.
Why do you need 2 new trucks, or 2 trucks?
Right now, I'm having 2 guys riding 1 truck, and sometimes that works, sometimes I need more, sometimes it's a one-man job, and I'm sending 2 guys.
What's the oldest truck you got there?
I think about a 20, yes, you probably did a PJ's truck. It's a 2012.
How many miles on it?
Didn't count.
All right, so you
You
need,
don't know how many's on it?
I have no idea.
Is the speed of it not working? Oh, you just didn't look. I'm sorry.
so one of these is because someone needs a truck, and the other one is replacing an old truck?
Yes.
That's what I was asking.
I have a question.
Ms. Hummel?
Now, back in, excuse me, in January, we had a resolution number 2407 that was approved in order to buy from the state of Tennessee purchasing contract. It was for a 2024 Silverado Chevrolet, 3,500 HD, whatever that stands for.
It's a bigger size truck.
So we got that too. And now these are 2 more.
Yes,
And they're all in the budget.
that's correct.
Is that one you got that we're talking about, it was big enough to pull a trailer?
Yes,
Yes.
the one in January, yes, sir.
Okay. So is this the cost for both of them, Tom?
That's correct.
Bad,
So
too.
we purchased from this vendor before,
The truck that she mentioned earlier, we came from this vendor.
the planning vehicle did as well.
Yes, that's correct.
So this is budgeted, right?
Yes,
I'll make a motion, we pass it.
All right, motion to pass from Alderman Cates,
Second.
second from Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
thank you, thank you.
All righty. Resolution 2460 is next, authorizing purchase of a utility truck for the wastewater department. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion here.
Blake, would you like to come speak on this, or do you want Mr. Ellis to handle it?
I can speak on it too.
There you go.
What Eric is saying. I don't need 2 trucks. If y'all remember last year,
Good
we were
man.
needing a vehicle, and we worked out a deal with building and codes to purchase one of
You need four-wheel drive to get up that hill.
Well, it helps us in inclement weather too. When it snows,
Yeah.
it's important for us to be able to get into town, so it helps a lot.
So 36,000 total.
Yes, sir. And it is budgeted.
Yours in budget too, right?
Yes, sir.
Make a motion to pass it.
Motion to pass from
2460.
Vice Mayor Cates. Do I have a second? Second from Alderman Bailey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, next on the agenda, Resolution 2461, authorizing purchase of next-gen fixed asset accounting module. Do I have a motion to hear?
Motion.
Motion from Alderman Hummel. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, we currently use local government software for our finance and billing. This is a module that will be in addition to that tool bag. It's gonna, it is what it says, a fixed asset accounting. What you'll see coming up is linked to this at the next meeting is we are required to have an asset management plan. That's required because we received the ARPA funds, American Rescue Plan. So we've taken requests for proposals on that recently. We'll be bringing you our recommendation at the next meeting. This is a tool that will work along with the asset management plan.
And Mr. Mayor, I think that's excellent because I know, Mr. Mayor, that you and I, when we came in as aldermen, that was one of the top things that we were trained on was asset management. So having this, it's been 2 years in waiting, this is very critical.
Any other questions? Do I have a motion? Motion to accept from Alderman Bailey. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Alderman Campbell. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. No other items of business. Do we have to establish a work session on every agenda, or can we just bring this up as an as-needed basis?
I would prefer to have it on. I know some of you board members may not want to, not that we need one every month, but
Will we need one in December?
I'm gonna defer to
I don't think we do.
staff, Ed, maybe, we have an IDB stuff, what would you have anything for a work session?
They couldn't wait till January?
As I've been threatening over the last couple of months, the commercial activity, the proposals that are coming along the lines, discussions of stoplights and signalization.
There's a lot that he's been working on and I'm not gonna say it would take 2 hours, but there's information that we need to convey to you guys about the commercial growth that we are anticipating. We're getting the calls and we're having to kind of strategize, and we definitely want you guys involved in that, get your input as well.
Does it have to be in December, or can it something not wait till January?
I have one commercial development that is not formally presented that has a due diligence that's running out in December. I've been holding them off until the election, so that means that it's a big development.
Just set up something, we'll go.
And so I basically have, just for your edification, I have that developer, I have another one, the Chick-fil-A needs to come and talk to you as well. So if you like, I could have 30 minutes to discuss that.
That's fine, we'll just have to set one up in December.
Okay. With the new board, I'll have to ask, I don't know your schedules, but if we could possibly, when we do have work sessions, maybe move them up in the day a little bit, if that works for everybody. If it doesn't, that's okay too, but.
Can we do it on December 5th?
What day is that on?
It's a Thursday.
It's a
I like sticking
Thursday.
to Thursday because the public can just remember Thursday. And when you say earlier in the day, we normally do work sessions at 6. You mean
6.
earlier than that?
Just throwing it out for discussion. That's, I mean, I'm here every day, so it's just.
I don't know about every time, but I know that Thursday I could do earlier.
What,
4
5?
o'clock-ish?
Do
You
five?
mean 5 o'clock, or you mean 3 o'clock? What do we, if you're
4
throwing
or
it out,
5?
tell us what you're thinking, Mr. Town Manager.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was looking at Thursday
Okay.
the 5th. I don't know, I didn't have anything in mind. 5 o'clock?
I'm good with that.
I'm good.
5 o'clock.
So we want to establish a work session on Thursday, December the 5th at 5 o'clock. Is that correct?
Yes,
And everybody's fine with that?
and the topic will be commercial growth.
You're talking about commercial growth. I do have a question, Mr. Mayor. If I can ask Tom Minor
Sure.
about this. Mr. Minor, I haven't heard any discussion lesson about our industrial board. How are we progressing with that?
I'm ready to shepherd it through when the board is ready to tell me to do that.
Oh, well, I'm interested, for sure.
Can we discuss that on December the 5th at 5 o'clock?
Yes, take over right in line.
I can certainly be there and be ready to go over it with the new board members.
All right, well, that sounds good.
All right, next item is approval of invoices. I'm extremely displeased that we have new members here and they don't get the joy of going through old invoices. You have
Invoices.
nothing, Miss Yvonne? That's correct. One of the last thing is motion to adjourn. Can I have a motion?
I have a motion to adjourn.
We are so adjourned.
Sitting next to you.
That's why I was telling them, keep away from the bubble gum.